Hi everyone! Today we're reviewing the album Rondé by the band Rondé, or just basically the title album, the self-titled album from the Dutch pop band Rondé. And this is actually their first ever album. It was released in 2017. It has 13 tracks and the runtime is 47 minutes. We start the album off with Why Do You Care, which is such an amazing, beautiful, melodic pop song. You know, you can sing along with it in a very easy way. The lyrics are not that hard and you don't have to be the best singer to hit all those notes. Then we move on to City Lights, and City Lights is a little more synth heavy than the previous track, but still very enjoyable and also very sing-along like. Like a lot of the tracks on this album, they have a nice catchy rhythm or a nice catchy synth layout, like a little melody on the synth that makes it more interesting to listen to, and also to listen to it a couple more times after that because it's so catchy. Then we move on to Go, and Go is a little more softer track, and personally one of the best softer tracks on this album. I really like this one. And by the way, the singing on this album, I mean, it's pretty okay, but some listeners might not enjoy Ricky's voice that much because it's nasally and a little bit more like she has a potato in her mouth, like that is a little bit of a turn off for some people, but I personally don't mind it. I mean, yeah, she's not the best singer ever, but she can hold her own vocally live as well. Then we move on to Do You Feel, and Do You Feel is also a very catchy track. This album is full of those. Electric Lover is the same, another catchy track. Together We Fall is a little bit more softer and is one of my least favorites on this album. Then we have one of their biggest hits ever, Naturally, which I find to be musically so much more advanced than all the other tracks on this album. It just sounds amazing. You have to listen closely because there are so many things happening, and even though this album has been out for like 5 years now, I'm still hearing new things, so that's a big plus for that song. And then we move on to We Gotta Have It All, another track that doesn't strike me as very interesting, but I guess it's there. The vocals from Ricky here are a little bit worse than on the other tracks, saying we gotta have it oh. That may not encourage some of you to listen to it. Then the following three tracks, Headlights, Hunt Me Down and Let This Moment Last, are not that great. The last leg of this album is not that amazing. It's really the first half that gets you. And there are two bonus tracks here which make this album 13 tracks. And those are Run and We Are One. And Run was their first ever hit song. And it's also a very mellow track and also a very stripped back track. But I actually really like it. And I mean, I get why it's a hit. We Are One though is, I guess, okay. So, I went through that very quick. But there's nothing really else to say about this record other than the things I have said. Or maybe there is, but I just don't care for that. Because I don't want to have a video that's like 30 minutes. Because I could make a video about 30 minutes of just plainly talking about every single track, but that would be boring, so I'll just leave it at this. I'll give this album a 7 out of 10. Middle of the road. Nothing special and nothing really bad. There are some really good highlights on here, like Why Do You Care and Naturally, and some lower points like Let This Moment Last and Together We Fall. But I hope you all enjoyed this review, and if you did, please like, share and subscribe, and I'll see you all very soon in the next video.